So this video is all to do with topic 8 and knowing the difference between open source software and proprietary software. Much like the proprietor of a shop who is the owner of the shop who owns goods and sells them, proprietary software has owners who design the software, make it, and then sell it. So once you buy the software, you then own a license and you're free to do what you want with it. Well, sadly that's not exactly the case, because there are certain restrictions in place, such as restrictions from being able to make any modifications to the software, and it's against the law to distribute it to anyone without paying for additional licenses. Open source software, on the other hand, is free software. These slightly odd-looking people love free things. So, as it's the opposite to proprietary software, open source software of course means you don't have to pay for things. Examples that you may have come across are OpenOffice, Firefox, which is a web browser, and Linux, the operating system. So if it's free, it sounds like the best thing in the world, and maybe we should never pay for software ever again. Not so, says Simon Cowell. Boo! So, to understand the disadvantages of open source software, we should perhaps look at the benefits paying for software brings us. Take Microsoft Office for example. We can look at the features available, and there are lots of them, because people are employed to spend lots of time, money and research to create something that best meets the needs of the end user. This might not always be the case with open source software. Software such as Microsoft Office is also considered to be the industry standard. This means most universities, businesses, schools and colleges feel under pressure to use this software as it's what everyone else is using. Updates and patches. As the end users pay for proprietary software, the companies that make them will regularly bring out updates to fix bugs and add additional features to the software. Finally, although there's lots of support for open source software via forums and message boards, it is likely there will be a more professional level of support for proprietary software, such as these nice people on the end of the phone. Taking those factors into consideration makes us think there must be some advantages to open source software. Well, there are, and the main one being that it's free. Not just in terms of cost, but in terms of freedom. The term open source actually refers to the code behind the software, which you're able to look at and update and actually change to make the software meet your needs. And if you don't have the skills to be able to do this, then there are lots of people out there. Like these people who can perform all sorts of programming wizardry to get open source software to perform extra functions in addition to what they were originally designed to do. Finally, one of the aims of open source software is that it's compatible with the industry standard. For example, anything created in Microsoft Office can also be opened in OpenOffice. That was Topic 8 presented by the Durham Johnston ICT department.